Hey, it's Anthony and Tucker with Land Title. We wanted to bring you our Boulder County market update for the month for all of our lender friends out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, let's get into it. There is obviously a rising end inventory market out there, and here we are in November showing huge drops in inventory, and that happens because of seasonality, which I'm sure all of you know a lot about it. But the good news is there's still people out there buying, right? Yeah. Now, there might not be as many of them, but we put 241 homes under contract, which is a phenomenal number in my opinion, because everyone acts like the sky is falling, but it's not. So here in Boulder County, things may not be amazing as far as our total under contract numbers went. They've been slipping quite a bit, but we're seeing some real seasonality. And I think the best part about this, these metrics that we're looking at right now, is we're getting back to a seasonal market, and we haven't had one in a long time. So Tucker and I are going to refresh your memory about what that actually is.
Yep. So as we look over into our active listings, looking at 2019, see that big drop right around November, December. We're seeing it similar now. We're going to continue seeing that drop into January, and then come February, we're going to start seeing that inventory pick up. Because a lot of the folks that we've been talking to in the marketplace, they're all saying the exact same thing. We're pulled our listing, their clients are affluent enough, they can sit and wait until the market picks up. So it's really not a bad idea to be, especially during this lull, have a little extra time, start working on those pre-approval letters, see where people are, update those so they know what their monthly payment is and what they can shop for. Because we're really going to be, coming into January and really starting in February, there's going to be a lot more inventory than there was last year at those times coming on the market. I think people are starting to realize.
There's two really good reasons. Number one, we got awesome news this week. Interest rates are starting to drop, so that's going to create a fire under some of those buyers that were waiting for things to get better, or whatever we're going to call them. And so now here's our job, you, me, lenders, all the realtors out there, we're going to light a fire under those buyers to go, this is an awesome time. You got to take advantage of this year. Maybe we can still get some seller concessions because lots of people are anxious to sell, but those buyers really that hit the pause button, I think, are going to re-enter the market in 2020.
Yeah, and that's what we've been hearing. A lot of people are on that wait and see. You guys talk to all your buyers, you know what they're saying. But we're hearing that wait and see. Well, now as we're kind of coming into this is our new normal, interest rates, where they are. Yes, we had that slight drop, but we're coming back into that normal. So it's really important to kind of go, this is our normal, buy now. You hear what is that? Marry the house, date the rate. Also, you can also phrase it this way. Hey, buy now with the interest rates here. But if they drop, we can refinance. Let's say they go up again next year for some reason. Well, you look like a genius buying early and getting in to a house at a lower interest rate than you would in 5 to 6 months. So let's jump over to our month supply of inventory. This shows really well. That's also because a lot of things have been taken off, but the buyers who are active are still very, very serious.
Yeah, I mean, the new numbers were like 190 something that came to market last month. We had 240 go under contract. So we actually chipped away at that because we had more buyers than sellers. We haven't seen that market since about April. Right. So that's a really exciting time where we're starting to see that. But that's a fall market, right? Mm-hmm. Buyers will buy throughout the whole year and kind of do what they need to do. And sellers are really, really kind of tied to when is it convenient to move. And they kind of control the narrative, right? As much as we talk with our realtors and as much as we talk with their clients about, hey, it might be better to sell in February this next year, right? Well, they're going to move when they want. Yeah. We really don't get in control.
They do as they wish. Yeah, we're just going to try to smooth it along.
All right, so let's take a quick look at this. We're at 1.79 months of inventory, 7-8 months of inventory. We're way under 2 months. This is still a really good seller's market, as much as everyone would like to argue with me about that all the time because of seller concessions and everything else.
But it's normal. We're getting back to normalcy. That's the biggest piece. We're getting back to normalcy.
I think the other benefit of this is buyers at least can go shop a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
When you can shop a little bit, there's not as much on the market as they like. But if they find their house, they're getting so many more concessions. The price is a lot fairer, and they're not having to compete against other offers for the most part. A few of those really nice turnkey homes, move-in ready, buttoned up. Yeah, we're going to see more competition on those. But really, for the majority of the market, sellers didn't have to update houses the last 2 years. It just sold as is with all the issues. We're getting back to that phase where you can ask for these updates. You can ask for that new furnace. You can ask for these deferred maintenance items to be fixed before they go buy these homes. So it's right now a great time for buyers. While the inventory is limited, they're getting a lot more concessions. We're seeing 2-1 buy downs paid for by sellers. We're seeing a lot more of that action.
So take a look at it here. This is days in MLS. And the reason they're starting to feel that is because sellers were used to the pressure the last couple of years. They feel like if it wasn't moving, they had to move immediately. Well, if it was buttoned up and it was ready, like it's still moving in a month. I mean, this is 34 days in MLS is the average, right? So there are homes that are not nice, that are sitting on the market longer, that are affecting that average. And then there's still people going in that week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks range. And that's really keeping this market moving really rapidly. And I think the consumer has had their mindset shift because, number one, you lenders out there have really helped speed up this market because process has gotten faster. On some title, we've helped kind of get through this where we can get things going faster. We're not 30 days under contract unless you want to be, right?
In 2019, if you said, hey, I have a 2-week close, we'd say, this is a major exception. Now we go, oh, no problem, this is easy.
Yeah,
Your underwriters and your teams, the efficiency of the market, we don't need as many days under contract anymore. But when we look at this as well, let's just try to look at, November to November from last year. We're a little bit higher, but then when we look back all the way to 2019, our last kind of normal year, we're way underneath that. So it's really a nice sign to see is we're still ahead. We're still looking to shape up on a nice, solid 2023. But when we're looking back historically, we're still ahead. We're still doing better than a lot of the years we considered great years back in the, the 2010 to 2019, 2020 range. So it's nice to see that. And as those rates and good news hopefully starts coming out from the national media outlets, that'll help move this along. And always remind your clients, Boulder County isn't the country. We are a lot stronger and a lot better position than the rest of the country. So we're not going to see the same issues.
And you're seeing it here once we start looking at it by price point. We want to keep moving through this pretty quick. But luxury's been doing remarkably well. There's a lot of money coming in, lots of cash, right? But those loan products that are kind of supporting that seem to be doing pretty well. Cost of money, as it may be expensive, it's not like the only hurdle out there, right? So the big thing is, I think that 800 to a million range is what's suffering the most. You're really seeing the inventory stack up another, basically year to date, 36% or 6 to 800, 47% more inventory. But then everywhere else seems to be doing remarkably well. Sales, though, are pretty much anything. Pretty strong.
And that's just the price sensitivity, right? If you're doing a 20% down loan or even 15% down loan, that's a lot more expensive when you're going out shopping than you were 8 months ago.
Absolutely. So let's tell you a little bit about how to help your clients go out and shop and give them the hope that they need and really get them to pull the trigger, because you're going to be doing them a favor by getting them to shop now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot to be said about buying a home over the holidays. I had a client once that was like, I buy myself a house every year Christmas. It's the best deal I can get. And they're not wrong, right? Like there's no showings. If you get an offer, it's the only one you're going to get. And so that being said, you don't sell around the holidays unless you have to. But look at this. If in those lower price points, look at 500,000 to 600,000. There's still only 1 month of inventory there. There's less than 2 months of inventory, under 2 million in Boulder County. And if you look at the pace of that, at days on market, we're still looking at like 20 to 30 days in MLS, active to under contract. So they're still moving, right? But you get up into the luxury markets, you get a lot more inventory. They're really more of like a balanced market these days. But the weird thing is if they are priced right, they are selling fast, right? We were talking about a $5 million house we know that sold in like the first week the other day, right? So that's happening. But
and then there's a lot of stuff out there on the market where these sellers just have this idea of what their homes are worth, and it's not.
My home's worth $4 million, so I will stay here for 2 years till I get it.
Yeah.
And honestly, they probably will at some point because the market will appreciate around them enough that it will be worth $4 million. But it might take a while.
But those homes aren't moving ready for $4 million. You're buying the lot and the views and all that, or you're buying the home. And a lot of these cases, we're seeing these higher price point homes that need significant renovations, if not full scrapes, at that price point.
So I can't tell you how many people they're like, well, I'm selling it at 1.5 to 2, and it's probably going to a developer, right?
Yep, and it's getting scraped.
And it's getting
developers, just someone who wants to build their custom home in Boulder County. We're on the map.
Amazing.
We're on the map nationally. We have been for a little while now. People want to move here, and we're always going to be underbuilt. So getting your buyers to start looking earlier prevents them having to go into that late spring, early summer market where it really gets a little bit more competitive, more bidding wars. So, it might not be the best time and convenience, but if you can save 1 or 2% by shopping earlier, and at these numbers, that's a big deal.
All right, so let's give you guys all some real hope here. The sold slide and the average sales point slide are good signs. Now, the market as a whole this year is down 23% year to date. that's really not that bad because that gets us back into numbers like 2018, 2019 pretty consistently for solds. 40% down year over year right now on the fall. Just assume that we're in a market that's really seasonal, right? That's about all there is to say about this slide. But let's talk a little bit about average sales point versus average price.
Prices are not dropping across, the sky's not falling like we've been hearing. Buyers think, oh, if I buy now, I'm going to be underwater in 2 months or 6 months. That's just not the case, right? We're looking at
the reason they're feeling that, right? You can see here from April on, prices have been falling every month. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that, right?
Yeah.
So
let's start with the first one. The inventory type is different. What's getting sold in November and December and January is a different type of inventory than what's getting sold during the summer when school's out, right?
Right. We're back to a market where that actually.
Are you moving your family in the middle of winter?
Oh, my wife would kill me.
Yeah. We'd be moving into a one if that's the case.
Yeah, I'll be moving into an apartment.
So let's put that in reference of what inventory is getting sold. And that's why we love this TTM change number. Anthony, what's TTM and PTTM?
Okay, so trailing 12 months is 1 to 12 months ago. This is an average of those 12 months. The reason we use that is it's like measuring how high the tide is, right?
How did it change from 2020 to 2021 or 2021 to 2022?
Right, so if you look at TTM, it's $845,000 right now in Boulder County. It is not a cheap place to live. Now, PTTM is 13 to 24 months ago. That's the previous year we take the average. That was 754. Now, what we do is we measure the change between the two. We show the prices went up by like $90,000, and that's a 12% change. That being said, when you're talking to your investors or the robustness of the market, that's a tool for that, right? Things went up 12% in the last 12 months, even with everything that's going on, and even with us chasing prices down from April because interest rates have been so high that people can't afford living here. Well, obviously people can't afford to live here, and it's so amazing in Boulder County that the rest of the country wants to come live here, right? Even at these insane prices. So that's where you go, okay, investors, you're doing a great job. Let's buy in Boulder County. Maybe we can take advantage of this marketplace. Or buyers, you don't want to, you probably can't afford this house because of 12% next year, right? Not that it will. I think we're going to be in a much more reasonable range.
We're probably going to see that 4 to 6, somewhere in that range, because we're still underbuilt. Right?
We're still way underbuilt.
We're still underbuilt. We don't have enough inventory in Boulder County.
Well, I think the thing is, if interest rates really fall too quickly, we're going to be right back where we were before. So I think for the sake of this market, we really need to see like a nice slow change between today at maybe 6% interest rate down to like 5 by the end of next year. Because if we don't, we're going to be right back into the same problem we had last year, and we don't need that, right? That was not fun for any of us.
Well, and the good news is, with the good economic data that's coming up, you all look at it, you all read into that more than we do even. You're seeing good news. Hopefully that'll start changing that national narrative a little bit. But even if it doesn't change it fast enough, remind your folks that we're in Boulder County. We're in Colorado. We're in the Front Range. We're at 2.6% unemployment. We're a whole point underneath the national average. We're always going to be a different, stronger market than the rest of even the state, let alone the rest of the country. Because that's looping in Florida to Idaho to Nebraska, all the way to California. Those markets are so different, and that's why realtors are so important, is because they understand there's some markets, and you all supplying the money are essential. And right now, if you have people on the fence, buy. Because
this is the reason why right here, right?
You can negotiate on terms, price, concessions. We're seeing sellers pay for your 2-1 buy downs.
97% in November hasn't happened since 2012. And if you guys remember 2012, I remember because I bought a house then. There was a lot on the market, right? And so being in a position where the buyers actually have some negotiating power is really, really important. So as a seller, this may not be the best fall to sell, but you made a lot of money and you can totally take advantage of that. So these buyers we're all working with, we need to get them out there, take them off the fence if that's what it takes, and get them really excited about this market because there's an opportunity here, especially for first-time home buyers. It hasn't happened in a while, and the second we go off to the races next year, the spring is going to be a lot harder to buy again. I remember when I bought my first house, we had to buy in the fall. We shopped from like probably May all the way till September till we could afford something, and we weren't getting outbid on every home. Yeah. So, I mean, this is one of those markets again where we're in real seasonality. It's a really good sign for our buyers, but we just got to get them out there and get them to understand the cost of money is not the biggest hurdle, right? Exactly. We can deal with that together. And you guys know how to have that
Well, you can always tell them, hey, if rates stay the same, they stay the same. If rates go down, I'll refinance you. If rates go up, and if rates go up for some reason, you look like a genius getting it the rate you are now. So there's so many good ways to kind of spin that, but it is a great time to buy because we're just seeing so many concessions right now from sellers. Because if you're selling right now, you need to sell. Boulder County is affluent. If you don't have to sell and you can wait 6 months or 3 months, you will to get that higher price point because we're going to see a more competitive market come springtime, like we always do. So that's just kind of our 2 cents on it. But right now, start working on those pre-approval letters. If people are still going to be serious next year. So come January 1st, you're not getting inundated. You can start working on that on the holidays. We have some downtime. Just crank out a day and fill those pre-approval letters. And just kind of remind those folks, hey, if you want to go shopping, this is where we are.
Absolutely. Well, that's our lender update for the month. Have a happy holidays, and we'll see you next year. Have a great new year. We'll get you first of all, if you need anything from us, we're always here for you. Don't forget, we're here to support you. We're here to get you sub-market data if you have clients that need it. And we're basically just here to make your life better in 2023. So don't forget about us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Have a happy holidays. Thank you.